Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Athletics Productions. We've been out for way too long. We've got all your messages. COVID did his thing, innit? So we're back. We've got a big guest next to us. Had a big year, big things to come. You're gonna hear all about it in a minute. So, do you want to introduce yourself, big man?
My name's Jamal Marcus Rhoden Stevens, or Jamal.
I know, I call him Jay. Someone call him Jamal.
Jay. Whatever works. Thanks for having me, man.
Nah, no problems, man. It's a pleasure of ours. First of all, I wanna just ask this question because it was on my mind for a while.
Yeah.
Why the display picture on Instagram that's not you?
I changed it.
It was there for a minute.
Yeah.
It was there for a
I
while.
got some DM saying, did you go to Washington? Because it's Washington, isn't it?
Yeah.
So did you go to Washington? I had to air it though, because I didn't wanna lie and I didn't wanna say anything, so there's no comment.
I'm constantly looking.
It's my boy James Alaka. Thing about me, I post a lot of people on my stories that inspire me, or if I'm in that mood, like I've got close friends as well. I might post something like that's my mood. So obviously I posted James Alaka in it. Obviously one of my guys that he retired quite early. I know that he won't mind me saying that, but he's one of the guys that I trained with for a little bit, and just his swagger, this is demeanor, like, and the little advice he gave me, I kind of looked up to him in that when I was coming through the ranks in it. So yeah, it's one of the top guys I train with. So I like James Alaka, man. He's a mood. He's just calm, like he's just playful, like he's a mood, innit?
For those of you who don't know who James Alaka is, go on Power of 10 and check out his profile. Trust me, the guy was rapid in his heyday.
Did his thing, Did his thing every time.
Did his thing, but sometimes
That's my boy, man.
Sometimes you gotta know when to just say, you know what, I want to chase up other stuff as well. So. But where did it all begin for you? Cause you're
Oh boy.
a bit of a, I don't know, say a late bloomer, but definitely late to the sport.
Yeah.
You come along in very, very fast leaps and bounds.
Yeah, because I'll say everything before 2018, let's not talk about it, innit? Everything after everything post 2018.
No, but you know what it is? I spent years figuring out the game, innit? Because obviously when I came up in athletics, my dad is the reason why I run, to be fair. Like my dad was a sprinter, but I didn't know nothing about athletics, like in terms of winter training and all that stuff. So I used to talk about athletics. We used to watch athletics. So I grew up watching sports. So I've watched all sports. I'm a big boxing fan. Most of it's because of my dad. He put me onto these things from early. Like, trust me, seen like archives of like the 1984 like Olympics, 1988, go everything. So growing up, just watching all the Olympics. But obviously I love football as well, so we used to watch all the football. We watched tennis, football, boxing, anything, man, cricket. So, but obviously he got me into athletics, and then he said to me, had a conversation, I was like 14, 15, he said, yo, I was playing football at the time, and with football I never really took it 100% serious. I have friends in the academy, playing for Chelsea, playing for, other teams, but I just never took it that seriously in terms of the work ethic. I wasn't, you got these kids now, because you got, like, everyone wants to be like Ronaldo, and they're like working hard. See me, I wasn't that guy. I'm social. I was a social baller. Like, when them guys like, I would have made it. Me, I don't think I had the heart for it. I didn't have the heart for it. So
Yeah, I would have made it, but
So the knee injury, innit?
I would have made it, but you're dead. You go to that park and thinking, yo, bro, you are dead. Like, you weren't making shit.
Like the thing is, with football as well, like there's a lot of people that come through it, because I coach a lot of footballers now, and attitude is a big thing, but at the same time, who you know?
Yeah, for sure, man.
There's some prem ballers that
there's so much politics in it. Like,
League One level, man.
To say that, like, if you look at how things are now, a lot of colleges now are saying, we've got this scholarship, this program, that program. Like, back in the day, obviously for me, when I was 16, it was mainly football, basketball. And now I'm seeing that athletics is getting a bit of shine with a lot of colleges as well.
Yeah, that's good still.
So it's a good little progression route for some people. whether it's football, basketball, netball,
Yeah.
cricket, whatever it is, at the moment, everything seems to be going the right way for the youngsters.
No, it's good, man. It's good for sure, man. So that's just a little story how I got into it. My dad said, "Yo, you're gonna one day, if you want to do athletics, because I was always interested. I always watched it. So, like, you're gonna make a decision when you're older. Like, just do. Like, people talk about not specializing too young in it. They said, do what you want to do. One day you might want to try it. If you don't, it's cool. He never really forced me. He just said, yo, if you want to do it, do what you want in it, basically. And if you want to do it, cool. The one that I said, yeah, and I sat down with my boy, Jamal Blackman, that played for Chelsea for years.
Nice.
And we just, him and a few other guys, school friends, and said, yo, I'm gonna do track in it, and I said, yeah, man, go for it. You're fast or whatever, you know. Back then, you think you're fast, and it's like, yo, there's fast, and then it's fast.
And it's fast.
Thinking, yo, then I was quick.
Which scale of spectrum was you? Was you fast?
I just turn my legs around.
Oh, okay, quick turnover.
Quick turnover. Football, innit? Football, multi-sports.
Head down.
Yeah, head down.
Arms all over the place. Or head
Just get there, innit? Just get there. Just get there.
Get to wherever the ball is.
A to B.
Get there. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna try to take this seriously. But obviously, like, when I first started training, I didn't know what to. It's actually a funny story. When I joined athletics, when I started training, I was still under contract for a football team. It was a local football team at the time, because I went down in divisions, man. Unfortunately, man, this went. So
when you say
down
contract,
divisions. Well, it was like an agreement. Well, it was an agreement. I was playing, innit? I was playing in the season, and then in the season, I decided one day I'm not gonna come to training.
Alright.
One day the manager was got vexed. Manager was like, yo,
Let's get the lawsuits.
and I'm thinking, yo, bro, like, I'm not getting paid enough to, like, why are you shouting at me?
Yeah.
I don't even care. Some of the guys were getting paid.
Well,
a little bit.
Under the table.
Yeah, a little something. Yeah, a little something. It's all
Good,
good,
isn't
innit?
it? Season ticket.
Season ticket. Like 5 times.
5,000 tickets.
Investors.
Get them.
You got to pay
Angel
£5 to
investors.
the local park.
Yeah, man, no, that was so.
Nah, I love academy players. Get
One
paid
day they
now,
said to my
man.
coach, yo, I just kind of dipped. I just like, yo, I'm just gonna try training it. So I just dipped, man. And I was supposed to play, and then I think my manager he got angry at once, and then he realized, oh, he's just doing his thing, like he's done with football. Once he realized I was done with football, he just allowed it.
Yeah.
You know, when sometimes you go to another club, it's like, no. But obviously you realize, oh, I'm just doing track.
He's out of a different sport, so I can't even really be
Yeah.
mad like that.
This means don't.
I had the deal for mine. I just went like,
I just dipped.
I'm not coming to training. I'll come to the games. I'm not going to training though. I'll go do athletics training.
Oh yeah.
And
I
then
didn't do that.
come.
I did a little bit.
I was just like, I'm not coming in, and then he allowed me for a bit, and then when Belgium came back, and then that was it.
Yeah,
I just
man.
thought
One day this
football, like the atmosphere, that like you said, like
You gotta
it's
enjoy
very
You
different.
got to enjoy it.
But when you come into athletics, it's like, because it's individual, it's all what you do in it. Like
different,
it makes a big when you see your times going down as well, quicker, and you're like, fam, that ain't nothing to do with my team, man. It's my coach, myself, but like it ain't nothing to do with anyone else but me.
That little training group morale, it does a lot as well.
Yeah, unless your unless your group drinks a lot. Hey, you see, you got your coffee.
We're on drink camps now. They didn't even ask me in the cup.
It's coffee henny. I'm doing coffee henny. Superstar can't do that. I'm gonna have my drink champs for it.
I'm on a green tea.
It's green tea.
Yeah, man.
Only green tea. No,
You gotta be in the right teams, man. Cause like some football teams that I've been in, it's all about the social aspect, nothing to do. Fam, if you're not in those groups as well, like.
If you're not on the pub,
If you're not in the pub, you're not part of the team. Like, yeah, like because
bro.
all the chat is happening after the pub. Fam, I used to leave games like I went to sleep. I went home to sleep, and everyone's going pub, and I'm like, fam, United game is on at 6 o'clock. It's gonna be boring as fuck. Let me just go home, sleep, and then watch the game. Like,
I can't vibes with you, man, on this football at me, like, I was alright, but I was never gonna be the guy to be like, yeah, I was gonna make it.
We was one of the guys. We were both
I
one of
was
the
that
guys.
guy.
It's what it was.
yeah.
Year 7 to about year 10, I was not it. Like, I'll get picked just because I was in
Getting
that-
bullied on the field by the year 11s.
I was one of the cooler guys in my year group, innit? So I got through on that.
You got the girls.
Yeah.
You got the girls.
You man can have football.
You got the
You went chasing him.
Because there's a balance between the girls thing and the football thing. Like you can do the football and get the girls, but when you're too much on the football thing, you kind of even don't even see the girls.
Yeah.
It's like, you man stay
It's
there.
like you go blindsided, isn't it? Just like.
You man come back after lunch all sweaty and thing. I'm just gonna be there chilling, smelling fresh from the road. It's all good.
It's mad.
Just fix my shirt, fix my blazer, sort the tie out.
It's rough. I can't lie, it was rough. We used to get down and dirty, fam.
The best one was like
Clothes
when you have to
mash
play the older year groups, man. You know when every man them just wants to beef in it, like you just know like there are no rules, man. Just take him out.
Ain't no year 7 trying to go up against year 11 unless he's a baller.
Fam,
And
everyone
that
wants to
point,
go.
If he's a baller, I'm not playing because I'm not having. I'm not having
Hey, nutmeg from the year 7.
Man starts twining you up, thinking, nah.
Yeah, the nutmegs on.
I work in a school, right? And when we do PE, depending on what we're doing, I will probably take part. If I know,
There's a little kid there.
if I know that there's a child in this class that is on smoke, I'm not playing
Long stuff.
because I'm not having them come and say to me, "Oh, sorry, remember when I done it to you the other day?" Nah, I'm not taking that embarrassment.
Hey, that's when you go sprint coaching, yeah, and then you know the coach is always good, and then you get with that one kid that just start becoming really fast, and it's like coach cannot compete against that kid no more. Like, your coach start going, yeah, like I'm not running today, I'm injured still.
Coach, I bet I can beat you over 20 meters. You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right.
I was like, yeah, we ain't gonna test that today, innit? Like, it's all good.
So you said when you first came into athletics, you didn't really you didn't know what the training was like. So
Nah,
compared
man,
to
that's kind of a good thing though.
football, how did you find the transition? Because I found football training.
Yeah,
To
you
be
know
a
what?
bit,
The pre-season thing, the pre-season football was like it was kind of similar, innit? Because obviously when you're doing in hills and you're doing like long stuff, that's what I'm used to. So coming from football background, you kind of get a little bit of gains because you're already fit in a certain way. But then obviously, the more years you get into the sport, the more it levels out and you're doing more specific athletics training. So that kind of gains kind of go because you come in kind of fit already. So when I came into like winter, I was really like one of the fittest guys. Because you know sprinters, most guys, I was training with most guys when my sprint, I've been basically with the same coach from when I started track. So they were really 100-meter guys, huh?
Which is who?
Donovan Reed, Dave Saran. So those type of people, that's on my coaching team. So so I was training with like 60 guys, 100 guys, and obviously back then they don't know what that meant, but they don't like to do the long stuff, innit? Yeah. And I think my first session was like 1,000 meters. So obviously I was like, okay, but obviously now looking back at it, I'm thinking, what was that about? But you know, back in the day, you're thinking, right, let's just see what's going on.
You know what that is? That's the alright. So if we give him 1,000 meters, we're gonna work out whether he's gonna die in the first 400. Or he's gonna be alright after the first 100.
I don't think it was a fitness test. You know when you get like a bleep test, like just like a fitness thing, like this run 1,000 meters, it's this fitness, man. It's just like it wasn't like a session. It was just like the first day back, like run off your alcohol and one off you. You know that for them guys, innit? Because obviously I'm young, so obviously I don't know. But it just that's all it was. That's the only time. That's the only time we ever did it.
Was it? And it was calm, or you had that?
No, I was one of the best out there because I was really fit. I was really playing.
So when you play football, I was really that mile it's not even that hard, innit? Like, but now
you're not thinking about it because you're going round the pitch.
Yeah.
So you're not really thinking about it.
But now, like,
now
as you
exactly.
Now that you know what you're doing, you're like 3,000 meters. You're like,
chill.
You feeling okay today?
What's a 2-lap jog? I'll do a 1-lap jog and I'll do some strides and some side steps and everything around the track.
Sure.
What is your coaching session like now then? Because obviously you moved to Jamaica for winter training. Was it last year? Last year you moved there.
Is it 2019?
What's your training like now, or what's the experience between Jamaica and here?
Jamaica's interesting. Obviously, I come from Jamaican descent, obviously. So it was I went with my boy Rechman Miller, shout out Rech. We just made a decision, we were just talking and said, yo, we're gonna go to Jamaica. It was the most random thing you ever seen. Because the way we planned it.
I saw you like
we planned it
a few months
like
before, man.
We just planned it in a couple of weeks and like, boy, I just said, yo, originally I was gonna say, yeah, I'll go there for like 2-3 months in it, see what's going on. But obviously, because of the pandemic that was going on, obviously I stayed out longer, I stayed out 6, nearly 7 months. But I had no plan, man. Literally, it's the most like high risk thing I ever did because I was like, yo, I don't know who I'm gonna stay with because I obviously have family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But because of COVID and all that kind of thing, it was a bit more difficult. So I had to find out, obviously, living by myself. Obviously, I'm not really from that Kingston. Family's not from Kingston, innit? So I'm moving to Kingston, and it's a bit busy because I'm like, family's from the countryside, innit?
Yeah.
So obviously, coming to Kingston is just different, innit? And then obviously you're by yourself, and then it's like Jamaica way of life. And obviously I'm used to it in a certain way, but just training wise, nah. Living, calm. Training,
What was the training like?
rough. rough. Like training. This is when I saw like what it takes to become like a top sprinter. Because in England you're blinded. You see what you see in it. Yeah. You only see. You know, you can't go to places where you haven't been. You can't see it like vision-wise in it. So obviously, went to Jamaica. Obviously training with Coach Bert Cameron, really great guy, and Mr. Hera, which is Lane Thompson's husband. So was training with those guys, and obviously Rich was with me, and he went to Les Mills. So we was training in Kingston, but we was training in two different camps. Yeah, two different camps. So I was. Is
that because of COVID or?
Nah,
different groups.
No, because obviously I was a quarter miler. Bert Cameron's a world champion, innit? In 400. So I approached Bert Cameron like, through my coach Donovan Reed. So made that happen, and then it was interesting. It was waking up at what 5 o'clock, 6 a.m. So
hey, it was warm, innit? It was
warm,
warm, so it's nice.
Yeah. I got used to it after a while, innit? It wasn't even that bad because obviously it's still warm. And
how did the training differ between like the quarter mile work that you would do here versus the quarter mile work you would do out there? Is it the same or high volume?
Lots of volume, man. Lots of volume, like lots of volume. I say just a lot of running in general. Yeah. Just running. Like I never got exposed to that kind of level of running, even when I was doing like say quarter mile of work, innit? Just the amount of training you had to do. Like just in general, like from like 6 days, I went to 6 days a week, and it's like that's your life. You go there and it's like I didn't even go out. Like I go. Obviously I'm cooking, innit? So I like to cook. So I'm just in my house. I'm cooking, and then I cook, I clean, and then I go training, and then that's
husband material.
Domestic.
Go on YouTube trying to get. But
So
it's different. Yeah.
So you train at 5 in the morning. What do you do for the rest of the day?
Man, that's it, man. You go there, so you go practice, and then you go to the gym. Sometimes I'll go rest for like an hour and two, and go to the gym. But sometimes, like from November, December onwards, I just used to go from because
it's winter training as well, isn't it? Yeah.
I got in September, so I got there quite early, and then also in November, December, I decided, this resting thing going to the gym is kind of long, so let's go straight from training. Yeah, you chill after, then you go straight to the gym. Obviously, I still work with my strength and conditioning coach out there, so shout out him, DMG training and plugging him. So shout out Mr. Dwight. So yeah.
How did he help you? Were you like just speaking on the phone, or
who?
You had your programs with you and you just got on with it?
Oh, he was there when I was in Jamaica. He was there.
He went with you?
No, the strength and conditioning guy.
Yeah.
Strength and conditioning guy was in Jamaica.
Oh, so it's not the same one you used.
I met him in Jamaica.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the same one you used from there.
I met him in Jamaica. He's Jamaican, and so I met him in Jamaica, and then obviously he went to the gym, and he was always there because he's like them PTs, and he's always in the gym.
Yeah.
He's big as well, like he's
them D-Rock kind of guys.
Yeah.
So how did that link come about? Was it just like you were in the gym doing some work and you just
I just lifting. I just got big. Like, people were saying when I came back, they're like, "What happened to you? You got big." Well, obviously, I've always been slim, innit?
Yeah.
I've always been like a slim guy, innit? And I went to Jamaica, just eating, bro. Just eating and gym and training. Yeah, I got big, man. Because I saw Johan breaking it a few times, innit? Yeah. Like, yo, like. Man can be. You know what I mean?
I was got that strength now.
Not even, because obviously he's bigger than me, innit? But man can say, man, what's going on in it? Like, I feel like a man, you feel me?
Yeah.
I feel like before I had like a junior body, like, I was strong, but I was slim in it. But obviously, I grew
now coming into
like
it.
Man body, like, so I put on a bit of weight.
Takes to be of the right programs, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
like I said, you didn't obviously you didn't have an indoor season in the UK because you were in Jamaica, and you had a few runs out there, but you didn't really do an indoor season because.
No, I didn't. So I pulled my hamstring. So what happened was, I pulled my hamstring just before Christmas, and then yeah, it was rough, man. I was doing some starts, and then yeah, it just popped. I heard it. So I heard it pop. I was like, whoa. So I didn't know what to think, innit? But it was rough. I couldn't really walk properly. But obviously, luckily I got a lot of treatment, and I got back, and I ended up going to America, to Virginia to race. Well, not a lot of people even know this. I didn't post nothing because I was like, yo, I'm not in shape. Like, you know them ones there, yeah. You're on Instagram and you can't post because you're thinking, boy,
I'ma just run.
Don't know what's gonna happen.
I just entered the race. I didn't enter someone's race. I just got myself out there and I said, yo, this is the first time really, because sometimes I know what I'm gonna run in it.
Yeah.
This is the first time really, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna run. Like, I'm just there, like, it's a lot of, like, see the Jamaica was a risk, see this race was a risk. I was just on this inshallah thing, like, risk. like, oh, let's see what happens, innit? Like,
Yeah.
it's YOLO, innit? Cause see what happens, innit? So obviously there, boy, well, let me tell you about this race. Boy, man, there warming up kind of nervous because I'm thinking, boy, some flow track as well. I'm thinking, raw, I'm gonna get my head ripped off on flow track. But in my mind, that's all that happened. I thought, you know, I'm the type of athlete, yeah. I'm just mad competitive. I'm just like, yo, I can beat these guys, man. Yeah, they are nothing. I'm gonna beat these guys. So what, God, I reckon. And one thing about me, I'm a stats man. I know everybody.
Okay.
If I ain't heard of you,
I don't know, yeah.
If I ain't heard of you, bro, I'm talking about like worldwide.
Yeah.
Like more time. Like obviously they got some guys that come out, innit?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah.
The Kenyan guy that came out. So you know about him, innit? Like that.
Oh yeah. we know all about that now, innit?
I ain't gonna lie, they know about like that. But yeah, different. But yeah. Obviously more time. Obviously if quarterminders, man heard of you or man seen you.
Yeah.
I'm a stats man. Like, I know my sport. So if I know you, so I saw a couple of names. I thought they're good, but saw the indoor times and I thought indoor. The thing about me, I think I'm really good indoors. I just haven't raced.
Indoors
I barely
is
raced indoors. Even when I made the World Indoors in 2018, that was my first time ever doing a championship for 400. I don't really do. I've only done a championship for 400 once, then I made the team. So I don't really do it. I don't do it enough.
Fair.
So, but I think the way that I run is suited more to indoor. The way I was training in Jamaica and everything. But obviously when I went there, I was thinking, yeah, all right, I'm in lane 4. Thinking, yeah, man, I'm gonna do the thing. They rushed the blocks, fam. They rushed it. Like, yo, America or some next thing, like, cause everything is just like, they take so long to get you going.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, you know when you do your push-outs, like in England, they give you the, bro, they're not on that. And I had them big blocks as well, innit? Them geo blocks, bro. I was like, yo, these blocks are fugazi. They weren't even moving. Like, you know, the block was actually stuck. And I was telling the guy, like, yo,
I can't
like,
fix
the guy's
this.
looking at me like I speak in Spanish. I'm like, bro, help me out. Like, till the started to chill, because everyone's just ready. Like, they're just ready. And I'm like, I'm not ready. So in flow tracks, you see the video, they see me just moving my blocks. Like, I'm just trying to get myself. I'm thinking,
The commentators are
I'm
going.
panicking now. I'm thinking,
I think we've got a new athlete on the ground. Doesn't know how to.
You gotta do it old school. You first come to track and they're like, right, so you put this foot here, and you put this foot here, and then you bend out, and then you lean forward.
like, I did one mad start, like, so dead. I was like, yo, just forget the start, just running it. Gun goes off. I'm moving, but I ain't go nowhere, and I'm thinking, raw. If you saw the way I was training here in Jamaica, I thought I was gonna do something mad. Obviously, I came back from an injury, innit?
Yeah.
But I still thought,
But you were obviously confident enough to be like, I'll just come out flying.
Yeah, like, I see man moving away, and I'm thinking, raw, I'm slow. I ain't got nothing. I think I went through in about 23 OC. It's man slow for me, and I was thinking, all right, second, like, I'm sapping, like, I'm fit. But I was trying to move, and I was thinking, nothing happening, boy. Then I finished the race, and I thought, what the hell was that? And I was, boy, I was upset for like 15, 20 minutes, but then I realized, you know what? This happened. Chill. Just get back into training. Then from that was the best decision that I made, because that made me train better, because I wasn't 100% to go. The injury was still like, still felt my leg. I didn't feel strong on my leg. was the right leg. Didn't feel strong. So
But you just wanted to run. You just felt like you wanted to compete.
this is you know what? Yeah.
Hey, it's a learning process, isn't it?
And I was in America as well, so I was like, you know what? I came all the way to America. I got race.
It's,
'cause I was telling myself it was boring.
But you know what
So
as
I
well,
don't know.
like, at some point in time you were gonna race anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's better to dust off the cobwebs.
Yeah. So I was like, and I didn't run. Remember, that was my first race because I didn't run
Indoors.
No, I didn't run
anything.
anything because I didn't have a 2020 season.
Oh yeah.
I had one.
Because you had one race, one race.
One indoor race, and then the plan was to go outdoor. Obviously, COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I didn't race at all. So I was just rusty in general. So I was like, you know what, just get that one out though. And it was the best decision that I made because it made me get back into faster stuff in training. But then I went back to the UK shortly after. Then I started training. The restrictions started lifting a little bit, and then I opened up April the 11th or April the 10th or something like that in Nuneaton. It was cold.
Everyone was non-eating, man.
They
did every weekend.
Every week they had about 2 or 3 competitions.
Shouts out to them, because they helped a lot of athletes during lockdown. Like, they had a lot of competitions on.
Whatever they got going on at that track, I don't think I've ever seen so many PBs registered on a single week by week. I'm thinking, nah, this must be like some super mondo track.
Because everyone from South came, everyone from North came. Like, it was like the middle, everyone just went, let's just go.
We just came out.
Let's just go.
You know what? I was thinking, yo, I'm not really, even though I was training decent when I got to England, I was like, I'm not really in shape. Like, I was really not panicking, but I was thinking, right, I'm not going to make Olympics because right now, because everything is, I was strong, but I wasn't fast. And for me, like, I'm a speed athlete. If I'm not fast, I'm not one of those guys that can do bare strength work and run a good 400. Like, I need speed. Like, if there's speed there, then bro, it's not gonna happen.
That's the thing with reviewing it, because you're a 4 runner.
Yeah, well, I'm
this
athlete.
year,
I'm an athlete.
this year.
I saw when I first the name first come up for me. I'm looking and thinking, okay, he's a 4 guy. So that's in my mind. That's what I've known. Yeah, Jamal runs 4, blah blah blah. Quick over the 4, running indoors, cool.
Yeah.
But then this season, I'm seeing a PB in the 2. All right, 2 and 4, calm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Then I'm seeing the 1.
Bare ones.
And I'm not seeing like the odds. Like, oh yeah, you know what? I fancy doing something different today, coach. I wanna try something. I'm thinking, nah, this guy's moving over the 1.
Because it took you a while to go into 4s. I think you did 1s for like, but you always do that anyway. I just think it's not been as.
My coach has always said you have to do a 400. That's how I grew up, like training with my coach. He said, we train and we're a sprinter, but you have to do a 400. If you're not doing a 400, you have to do a 4x4. If you're not doing a 4x4, you got to do a 300. So there's no way
get it in your legs.
There's no way of getting around it, so you got to do it. And I said, you know what? I've always, not trying to sound like cocky or nothing. I've always been talented at 400 because of genes and I've just always been good at it.
And to be fair, that football background helps you for that.
Yeah, like even Wooden Doors, people don't realize, like the way I was training for Wooden Doors, I've trained better. But honestly, like I didn't really train that much. Well, I did train, but I've trained better. I've been in better shape. I'm not worse.
The game is the game. The game. Sometimes it just ain't massive.
Nah, the thing about the 1 and 2, I was always doing 1s. I did 1s. I mean, I never did any age group champs. I never did 400. So I only had 1 age group champ because I came in at under 23. And I put a post the other day. It was my story. I was at the 100 guys. I was with Adam, Rhoden, Joseph Dewar. And I'm thinking, all these guys are PBs are like 10-2, 10-1 now. So it was Theo, Etienne. It was a fast race, man. I was at under 23s. I did 100 there. So people was like, oh, on my court, man. I've always been a sprinter, man. It's just I wasn't really. I never really worked. I never really been at like 100. I've always kind of been. I cover all 3 events. Yeah. So that's just what it is.
At this point in time, because it's still early, we're still early into winter training. Yeah. You said you've only been in for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, a few weeks. Yeah.
Where do you see yourself? Which event do you see yourself targeting more at the moment? Is it just going to be a?
Are you going to even have an indoor season?
Yeah, no.
Because obviously there's the Birmingham races, isn't it?
I wasn't going to run indoors, but I'm going to run indoors. But thing of me, boy, there's so much untapped potential. I can't tell you at this moment in time. It's one of them things where, for me, it's the enjoyment. Because one thing I struggle with, like people always look at times and blah blah blah. Bro, if you're not enjoying the sport, I've seen people leave the sport because if you're not enjoying the sport and you don't feel like your time is valued and you're not getting what you want, from other things, sport's gonna suffer. And one of the things I suffered with was enjoying the sport. And only when I started racing a lot, I started doing 1s, 2s, 4s, started enjoying the sport again. And then that kind of gave me potential. Because honestly, like, not a lot of people know this, but I would have quit. Like, honestly, like, I've been trying to quit for like 3 years. Like, you know the ones that, honestly, like, bro, it's so long. Like, it's long. And it's
you need to be doing something. Do you need?
No, it's just weird. It's like every time I run something fast, it's like I want to quit. Like, if I do something good, I just want to quit. It's just long, man. I was gonna quit like 2017, 2018, 2019.
Damn.
And I was gonna quit like halfway through the season, and then I kind of got it back together. Like, and then I
was gonna quit. 2020 would have been the perfect year.
Yeah, I know, right? But I was gonna quit just before I ran my first 100. I was gonna say a couple of weeks ago before, I was like, yo, this is long. Because obviously I'm putting on this work. When you go to Jamaica and you're putting in so much training, well, just expecting it to come out.
Yeah.
But obviously I know you got to be patient. But obviously, as an athlete, you're thinking, bro, I've trained
hard.
Yeah. Like,
Woke up at 5
even
o'clock.
Not even that. It's just the training itself. Like, not even just that. It's just like what I'm doing in training. Like the load I'm doing, the volume I'm doing. I'm thinking, yo,
The result needs to
I've
be
trained hard.
there.
I'm training
Just
6 days a
need to be.
week.
You ain't that much. You just need to
Bro,
be.
I'm just thinking, yo, these times are just not what I expected. Because I have high expectations. So I'm just thinking, raw, I'm gonna run this, and then I'm performing here, and I'm thinking, raw, like, bro, I might quit. But then I stayed in the sport. Obviously, ran some good times, but I'm still not satisfied of what I ran because I still feel without the injuries I could have run faster.
Yeah, because you got injured again. Was that after the
I got
race in Austria?
during the race in Australia.
Yeah. Because you ran
man.
10-2-9.
10-2-9 in the heat.
And then
10-1-7.
10-1.
10-1-7.
Surprised.
Yes and no. I spoke to my boy during and I said, I'm gonna run this. I feel like I'm gonna run 10-1 because the week before that I ran 10-4 and 10-1. So I thought I'm in shape. If I get a +1 or something behind me, I can run a 10-2. But surprised, it's like relieved. Not surprised because I feel like I can do it, but actually doing it is different.
Yeah.
Like you can say you're gonna run this. When it comes down to it, you got to execute your race.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wanted it. I got some videos I can't even put on Instagram. I was high off pre-workout. I was like, yo, bro, buzzing. I was like, yo, today I'm running fast. I don't care. Like,
I'm on smoke.
fast.
I'm
Yeah,
on smoke.
You are so lucky that the timetable went to plan because maybe a couple of years before I just kind of put athletics to bed.
Yeah.
I went to a competition. It was in Eton. Took a pre-workout. It was like some Nitro X pre-workout thing from USA. Yeah?
Nitro X.
And I took it, and everything was fine. I'm there. I'm ready to go. Unfortunately, this event's going to be put behind time due to massive athletes in such. When I tell you, the come down from that was so mad because for the rest of the day, I just felt deflated. So
You just
by
got to
the
go home
time-
and start screwing your mum. You know when you go back to the yard, you're just like, yo, I don't even want to talk, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and then if I have to go home and cook now, I'm vexed. Yo, don't let me have to come home and cook now. That's long.
How does
long.
competition go?
Long.
Don't want to talk about it.
It's long.
Yeah,
It's long.
man.
That's when you get the, when are you going to do them dishes? I ain't doing the dishes.
Bro, you're just
Start
thinking,
forgetting yourself.
you're just thinking, bro, it's a straight chicken and chips. It's a straight chicken and chips thing. Like, bro, leave me alone, bro.
You know what's funny about that is like when you have friends that don't do athletics and you have a bad day at the track and they don't understand what it feels like.
But I just don't talk about it.
Because footballers, fam, you lose in football, like you lose as a group in it. So like the group just deals with it.
Yeah.
And then you can talk to people within the group. Athletics, when you lose, you start your coach in it, but you're vexed about your coach anyway, so you're just leaving, just deep in anyway, and then you have to be on your own, and then you start thinking about the race. You start thinking, what could have gone right? What could have gone wrong? What could have done? And your brain just start going into overdrive, man, and it's just like,
Hood goes up and the headphones go in. It's a wrap. Your brain is doing a whole boxing match.
it's
rough stuff.
it's different because people don't understand, like, everyone watches the Olympics and don't realize, Bolt have done his thing for so long. Like Coleman in the Olympics, for instance, like, you can imagine, like, do they think he wanted to go to the Olympics and not run well?
Bro.
Everyone comes out and goes, oh, he's not doing this, he's not. People are in different places in their head, man.
Nah, like what clocked about going to Jamaica as well is like people don't realize. See, a guy like Bolt, I didn't really realize, you know, what it took for him to do what he did until I went to Jamaica and I realized, yo, okay, now I understand. Because sometimes you don't like you think you have an idea in it, and then when you see it,
You have the media's
because
idea,
see, like
innit?
being around your hand, and then people like when you see it, you're thinking, raw, okay. You see some of the times they're doing the training. When you see the intensity they're doing, you're thinking, raw, okay, then like. Because honestly, if you ask me, Bolt could have ran anything. Because see that 958, I wouldn't even say he could have probably run faster. He could like he's the shape that he was in. Because remember back then he was in like 4 rounds.
Yeah.
People don't get it, like 4 rounds for the 1 and the 2
1, 2.
and the relay. So really, that's like 10 runs or 9 runs at a high level. Like it's the thing is, people don't get it. You can do the runs, but it's how fast are you
You're
gonna
gonna
do
do
them?
them.
You're at that level where a man is jogging 9.8 in the center.
Because he used to
It's
cruise
like,
in it. He used to come out and just
but it's
cruise
just different. But the work, I'm saying the
Yeah.
work it took for him
For
to
him
do
to be
that.
able to
It's
do
this
that.
different, and it's like, a lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of people, but in a way that's kind of bad. Let me tell you why. Yeah, because I feel like that's one of the issues on our sport. It's too secret. So a man from down the street don't really know what it means. Whereas you go other sports, you know what it means to score a goal. You know what it means to like shoot a hoop. You know what it means to like hit a great shot in tennis because you appreciate the skills.
Yeah.
But there's no real appreciation from outside because we don't really. I don't know if it's not. We say we. I say whoever's in charge or whatever. We don't really explain certain things.
Yeah.
So it's hard, and it's hard. And for me, it's hard to even put it in words. Like
Well,
it's hard for me to.
I
express it.
think it's like what we said before, like in terms of like obviously, if people don't know this, yeah, a lot of coaches don't get paid in athletics. These guys are coaching some good athletes.
Even the whole money thing.
Yeah, and that is one of the problems because then you then have coaches that are obviously owning their own companies, but then they don't want to share everything because they want you to come to them to learn those things, which is, I mean, do your thing. I do the same. Like it's calm.
It's like the online courses.
Yeah, you start doing exactly.
Earn 10K. Earn 10K and say, follow my tutorial.
Exactly, like you go into the interns.
Chain messages. Listen, I've got this thing going on. If you pay X amount of money a month, you can. Of course, man.
And because.
Or let's start trading, guys.
I know, shout out to Speedworks. They've started posting more on the technical aspects of working with obviously different sport, different athletes and what it takes to become like an Olympic sprinter. They show you the graph and everything, which is amazing. But again, not a lot of people understand how to read those. They just see someone running.
And that's one. And say the Speedworks, that might be like one.
Yeah.
Demographic. That's one group of people.
Literally.
Whereas other sports, everyone understands.
Honestly, if you speak as a football coach, everyone knows exactly what is going on in.
But people don't talk enough though. In general, like athletes are quiet anyway, man. Athletes are quiet. Athletes themselves don't talk. Coaches themselves don't have an online presence enough to reach enough people that matter.
I think with some of
a lot of the younger ones are starting to do it now. To be fair, a lot of
now are coming through.
Yeah.
Older coaches, it's like obviously they're
social media now
stuck in their ways.
It matters.
Like when I see the older coaches posting, I'm like, oh, you know how to use Instagram, and that's not even a disrespecting. I'm just like, who in your group is helping you with this? Because I know this ain't you. But it helps because then it also keeps them relevant to the young athletes who don't necessarily know who they are.
Yeah. And in a way, it also helps athletes learn oh, you know what? If I want to go into coaching the sport, I want to remain in the sport. How do I carry on as a coach, or how do I what does it take to be a coach? Because some coaches have the coaching eye, as they say, where you don't need a camera, you just see the person run and you go bam, bam, bam. Yeah. But then if they slow it down, they can probably pick out even more. Yeah. But their eyes alone is what some people use in their phones.
Yeah.
And when you get those kind of coaches, it's a special skill that you can't get on the street, but they don't get paid for it. You don't get paid for it because you're oh, you haven't got I think it's 2 or 3 international athlete. So you don't get the money.
It's the love of the sport and no sponsorships.
Yeah, I did. Like, and you don't get the money. Like,
let's talk about that more.
why am I going to the Europeans with no sponsorship, man?
Bro, let's talk about the bread because it's crazy.
Do you train full time?
I try my best. People always ask me, what do I do for work? I was like, bro, I just try to make things work for track because I'm going all in. But yeah, I'm basically full time. I'm trying to make it. You know what I mean? And the sacrifices that you have to do. Let's talk about that because boy, it's rough.
So you train full time.
Yeah.
So how do you put the extra work in to make that money on the side?
No, I coach as well. Obviously, I coach as well. Obviously, I coach at Total Sports Movement. So shout out Total Sports Movement. We have a team here. Been doing that for a few years now. The main founder or the main guy, he died. He passed away unfortunately early this year. Idris, so RIP Idris. But yeah, we have a team there. We're working with young footballers, working with people from different sports backgrounds as well as. We don't have much athletes, so it's mainly young footballers to be honest. Okay. And some of them I've worked with some of them that play first team now. Yeah. Championship level.
Nice.
So yeah, it's good. I mean, you do bits here. They're busy, so. You mainly get them in pre-season or they come for some sessions and you're just teaching. We're just teaching what we know because everything people don't realize as an athlete, it doesn't matter what level you're at. That's valuable knowledge because a person from off the street can't do it. You can't do it. It's it looks good, but then when you try to do it, especially when it comes to stuff like drills.
Fam, you get a man when you go to the ankle. When you go into ankling and things like that, people think it's you're just doing that. And then you just start doing it, you're like...
it's like, I recommend, it's like person that doesn't know how to ride a bike. It's like they're riding, but they're not really riding.
They're not really riding the bike.
They're all falling off.
That core is doing a mishmash.
Yeah, you're learning. It's just a motor school. When people start skating, everyone starts roller skating in the summer.
Some people are smooth,
and then
some people are just...
they're doing well, then they might drop and then...
Hey, that's my sister still.
You gotta know how to take that drop too. You gotta take that L.
You gotta take that L. But you gotta be people that's around you that understand.
Yeah.
Because then when you with them pros and then it's people that start laughing.
Because especially when you go into coaching footballers, because them guys are fast as well. Yeah. But
they're quick.
They don't know. A lot of them don't know what fast and fast is and then
quick. I'm fast.
I wish footballers actually race athletes though, for real. Because it would be cool.
The problem is
because you see in America, you got the NFL guys
coming in. I think we'll see more of that. I think we'll see more of that as the year goes on.
I would like to see it. I'd like to see it.
I think we'll see more of that as time goes on because what he did in the summer, DK, what he did was amazing. Because he came out the blocks. You know what? That's one thing he came out the blocks flying. He had a good block, it was just the top end because them guys just they just left him because he's a big guy. Yeah. But that guy was moving quick still.
So what do you want, 10-3?
Yeah, something like that.
That's good. 10-3 is getting you in the final over here, so boy.
Some countries ain't gonna 10-3 in them, let's face it.
In some countries, 10-3 is gonna win.
You gotta respect it still.
So you when you start talking about the skill level and stuff like that, I think more people start coming into it. But I've got kids that are 15 and they have to quick athletics because now their speed has got them into football.
No, of course.
And the football goes. Nah, you can't do that no more.
No, of course, and you gotta go. You gotta go for the career. You gotta go for where you're gonna. I keep saying money and pay, but that's the thing. No one talks about it. We will talk about this and that. Bro, where's the bread?
Hey, you know what they say on BBC? You know what they say on BBC? Yeah, everyone goes. You gotta enjoy it.
With your performances this year, where is the bread coming? Where is the bread?
There's no bread.
Because
it's not even just me. I just look at it overall and I'm thinking, it's such a weird sport. I think I tweeted. I got a new Twitter in it because obviously he was talking about my Twitter. So shout out Twitter. Deactivated for a bit. Yeah, came back. Account lock off. So
he got blocked like Wiley.
So obviously, man. I put a tweet the other day and I was like, yo, even the whole Olympics thing is yo, you got a man. So for example, I'm doing 100 meters now, I'm going up a guy I'm going up a guy that's like sponsored or American guy, or maybe the guy that won it, Jacobs or whatever, yeah. And then you got guys that they're not really on funding. So you want me to go up against a guy that's getting fully supported, has everything.
The fees you paid for.
This the whole year.
The thing you
Because
paid
people,
for.
like, you can't magically like go to the champs and do a madness. It doesn't work. Like it's a process.
You have a team.
You have a team, and it's like you're expecting athletes in general, not just 100 meters. Expecting athletes in general, not paying them, not giving them funding, and expect them to get medals. Like, it's not happening. Like, you see Krauser?
Yeah.
He's getting way more bread than all these other guys. I'm not saying he don't deserve it. I'm just saying the amount of money he's getting compared to the other guys is not even comparable. So of course he's gonna go out there and throw 26 meters, whatever he's throwing, 23 meters. I'm joking, not 26, but 23 meters. He's gonna make it look easy because, bro, the funding, it helps. And the thing is, like, you represent your country and not getting paid. I never understood that properly anyway.
But that's because the media put it as like you should be proud to represent the country, which everyone is. Who isn't? But if you're living on the streets and representing your country, it makes no sense.
I can represent my country, but guess what? If there's no fuel in my tank, what am I really doing?
Bro,
making me look foolish.
I don't represent my house. I'm my landlord.
Right.
I'm not trying to get out there.
Get your landlord some free tickets.
Bro.
Get them in.
No, but I hear it. So that's that. One thing we don't talk about is just the whole pay structure in it. Obviously, I'm not going to talk. I don't know enough, and that's the thing. I don't know. So me as the athlete, if I don't know what's going on, and other guys are controlling everything, then how you expect the sport to grow? Because people don't understand. You can't have people that don't know what they're talking about. I can't speak on certain things because I don't know. I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna go and say.
You're not well informed in it.
Claiming and start saying, oh, this company and this federation do this, blah blah. I already don't know what happens behind the scenes because it's not explained. And I think someone needs to go out there and say, okay, this is why we do what we do. Because all these policies are like behind closed doors. And I understand it, but at the same time, it's like information helps, innit? Yeah. So the more information that everyone knows, it helps.
In terms of like sponsorship and stuff, how does it, like if you can answer this question, do you have to source them out or they will source you? Or does it kind of, it might be a little mutual thing?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I feel like if people... You get some sponsors that might believe in you and whatever, but I really don't know what goes into the criteria. That's the thing. I don't know anything. You're just hoping someone rates you to be like, all right, cool, we'll put you on we'll monitor you, we'll put you on a certain sort of deal. Like, you just don't know. Like, you just got to keep performing. But obviously, I think it's got tougher now because of so much money lost last year in the COVID, and then just in general, like the way that athletics is marketed. It's just a huge problem, like for people that's my age and younger. Like, it's not marketed properly, like at all.
I think that's why a lot of guys are going on, making their social media. It's probably a lot of female athletes. They're making their social media way more useful now for them, so they can help, like obviously, sponsor themselves and stuff. Like, because if the club is not helping you, and by help we don't mean like they give you like £500 like now, like that's not going to do a lot of anything for most athletes. Like, you're running 45. You're running 45 like something for 400. You're running 10-2 for 100. Let's face it, some people are never gonna do that in their whole life. What?
You need deeper. You need deeper. Those guys are serious.
200
on the bike.
I can do that. That's easy.
Some people can never get close to that time, and like some people would do it really early and never do it again and stuff like that. But if you're doing it, you're doing it. And once you've done that kind of times, there should be a conversation with you. Maybe there should be a time period for that conversation, but there should be a conversation with you straight away. Like, okay, this is what we can help you out with. But a lot of the time, they want you to move to a different city where they have available coaches or whatever. But then, how many coaches are actually paid by, British Athletics or anything?
I don't know.
It's probably like 5 of them. Like, there's hardly any.
We already know that if we go down that route, that conversation is going to go very much because that support is not there at all.
Okay.
And that's a very questionable thing when I look at certain. I'm not saying that they're not deserving, but when I look and think that, right, you've been on funding for a little while, I ain't really seen anything pop off like that.
Yeah. Because well, there was a lot of uproar for Olympic selection.
Of
Like,
course.
if no one heard
course.
that, like, social media
Of
was going off. Like, that's why a lot of people kept messaging us going, you need to do a podcast. Like, you need to do one. And I was going like, see, a lot of us actually don't want to talk about it. Because
I don't mind to talk about it.
because
I don't mind, honestly.
one of them things like with the selection process here is we see what we see on the outside as what do we even call us? We just enjoy the sport, innit? We're just fans of the sport. Yeah, we're just fans of the sport. And then you're in the sport, you're running your times, you're doing all your hard work.
Do you know the worst thing about the Olympic thing, yeah? Is you're seeing all your friends. And it's like, you know when you go to a party, yeah, and you're just not invited. And then you go on Snapchat and you go on Instagram and you see the highlights, you see everyone getting the and they do this there, they're thinking, yo, bro, honestly,
and you're like,
honestly,
why
I'm
wasn't
thinking-
I invited?
You're thinking, why wasn't I invited? And then you're looking at the reasons and you're thinking, nah, man,
That's my reason.
That's not a reason.
So-
You know what I mean? That's not a reason. That's
Obviously,
what it is.
Olympics was
Yeah.
well
20,
last year, but 2020 Olympics in 2021. But all right, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
You came
I came fourth at
fourth
trials.
in the 4.
Yeah. In the 400.
For a time after that, you kind of ghosted off of social media for a little bit.
Yeah, I wrote some long paragraph like Rashford. I want to all the Man United guys. Hernandez,
Harry Maguire.
Rashford. I started doing up there PR fam. This. Yo, I'm so upset. I'm so disappointed.
There was so
Bro,
many.
honestly, I was pissed.
Cause your
Bro,
dad
I was
goes.
pissed. I was pissed. I'm gonna lie to you. Like, yo, I was on like sometimes, yeah, it's like I have two sides of my head. Like, one side is calm, one side is just like angry.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like, do you know what it is? I think for me, because of the circumstances, because when I said I was gonna quit before, 2019, I was a uni student, so I did biochemistry, graduated biochemistry. So it was difficult. 2019 was difficult in terms of on the track because I couldn't put the time in to track because I was trying to do my third year and blah blah. So after that year, I sat down and I said to myself, yo, because obviously back then it was 2020, it was no pandemic. So back then I said, yo, if I'm not good enough to make this, because I'm at a stage now where I was making international teams, so you can only think about making teams. You can't really think about when you're running slower. You can think about I wanna. But then when you're there, but you're not like at the top level, you're like semi-top level.
Well, it's like
the
the England vest and then
No,
the
there's
GB vest.
The GB vest, but
Yeah.
it's like Olympics.
Exactly.
And
So
the
there's those things, isn't it?
Yes, it's different. So obviously I said to myself, I'm not good enough. I'm going to leave the sport because I clearly can't do it. That's my conversation I had. And the fact that going into Olympics now, into trials or whatever, the fact that I was good enough to go upset me more. Because I could accept it if I weren't good enough.
Yeah.
Like, I'm realistic. Like, bro, if I'm not good enough, that's calm. But if I feel like I'm good enough and I don't get the chance, I think that hurt me more because I'm thinking, yo, I'm actually good enough because what happened was, when I got injured, that was June. So I ran the 10-1, whatever, I got injured.
Yeah.
I spoke to my physio and we wrote off Olympic trials. He said to me, I couldn't walk. So when I came, people don't get it, like when I 10-1 bar, I had a nerve thing in my hamstring. So I couldn't walk. I was going to Nando's, just hurt fam. Came off the plane. So I went to the airport, I went straight to Nando's, but that walk to Nando's, it was like 8 minutes walk. That walk was still painful. I was like, yo. And I said, let me just get home. And I struggled in it. So obviously you got a lot of physio. Shout out the physio, Mark Hogan. And we just sat there and said, I went through all the scenarios. I said, you know what? I've conditioned my mind to think I'm not going Olympics because I can't get on the line.
Yeah.
So spoke to someone and I informed them. I said, yo, I'm hurt. I don't know if I'm making trials. This was 2 weeks before. And then we just gradually got back into running. I was still in pain. Gradually got back, and then I just got myself in a line. Got myself in a line. I'm looking at the heats. I'm thinking, oh boy, this guy's trying to kill me. Man's in lane 8. Man got Matthew Hudson. Shout out Matthew, it's my boy. Got Rabba, obviously he's a legend. So British 400 guy. Then I got guys like James Williams in there, got other guys, and I'm thinking, bro, I'm in lane 8, and it's a cold Manchester there. I'm thinking, yo, bro, it's either gonna go really well.
That windy,
It's either
like,
gonna go
that
really well or
windy
really bad.
straight.
And I'm thinking, yo, when I warmed up, and guess what happened? So, we got a little bit of time. We got a bit of time.
Yeah.
10, 15, yeah. Alright, so what happened was, yeah, I had my spikes, and then I left. Basically, I put my spikes. I tried to clean them, and it didn't fit me anymore. So during warm up, so this is the heat, isn't it? So during warm up,
And then you put them in the dryer.
mad,
Mad heat. And you shrunk.
madness. I was like, how
But
could
you
I
get them,
do
them
this?
generic, them generic
I had two
spikes
pairs of
from
spikes.
Decathlon.
No, Pumas. I had two pairs of spikes. I'm thinking, no way this happening to me. Like, this is a nightmare. Like, I'm not 100%. I ain't got my spikes. Obviously, shout out Rechmo, yeah. He done 100 earlier that day. So the 100 heats was on some mad minus. Yeah. I said, bro, the spikes. Just putting the spikes, bro. Just putting the spikes. Just see what happens. So I'm putting the spikes now in the call-up room, thinking, boy, couldn't warm up properly because my leg was still hurting. I was thinking, boy, see what happens. Then I won the heat, and I was gassed because I started doing bare stuff after this. But do you know, I was gassed because I was like, bro, I honestly didn't know I was gonna even be there.
Because your reaction
I shouldn't be
was quite.
here because I was like, yo, like people don't get it. Like I'm not fit. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not,
because your reaction
I'm in
wasn't
pain.
like what you normally do. You were like, oh my god, I'm there.
Because you know what it is? I thought, yeah, I'm in lane 8. It's a tough heat, but also I still believe in myself. But I know I'm not gonna disrespect any other athlete. I feel like if I'm not on my best, I get beat, innit?
Apart from you,
Yeah.
and obviously your close circle of friends in terms
Yeah.
of your competitors, did anyone know you was hurt?
No. Well, people knew afterwards, after the final, but no, not really. No. I mean, people saw the clips on Instagram, but they thought it was cramp. But it went more than that. It was a proper serious thing, innit? I don't even know how I even got back mentally. Then I was gassed. I was thinking, yo, I won the heat. I'm in. So I'm thinking, in my head, I was thinking, all I need to do, I originally got high adrenaline.
Yeah.
So I don't feel any pain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win, Charles. Okay, I'm gonna win. Got back to the hotel thinking, I got this. We're going to the Olympics. So all I need to do anyway is finish top 6. I can do that. Because they could pick 7 people, 7, 8 man, because you had mixed relay, 4x4. And, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about obviously, if you get the qualifying time, because I'm not in shape.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do this. Woke up the next day, could barely walk. I was thinking, yo, no, not again.
Oh, because it's nerve based, isn't it?
See with nerve injuries,
Yeah.
it's like, it takes a while, and even if you aggravate it when it's healing, it comes back.
Yeah.
Because you haven't rested. You have to do exercise, but it's the intensity of the exercise.
Yeah.
Like, you can still train, but you can't train. You can't
Sit on
go
that
at
bike.
it.
It's the feeling
you can't
after
go out,
you've done it. Yeah, it's the feeling
so I'm
after you've
thinking-
done it.
So I'm thinking, obviously I shout out, who was Adam treated me. Adam, shout out him for he works at Speedworks as well, osteopath. He was helping me get it, but the warm up was shambolic in the final. Like I couldn't get moving. I was thinking, I'm hurt. Like I was in more pain than the heat, way more pain. Like say the pain was like 3, the heat, and the final was like 8. I was thinking, yo, I am hurt.
And you gotta do
I'm in a
4.
call-up room thinking, yo, am I even gonna finish the race?
Did you have the battle with yourself to say,
Should I?
it's the Olympics, but should I just...
Is it worth it? Yeah, did you all do
should I pull out? But I'm thinking, no, I had to because I didn't come in with a fast time. I didn't run 45 at that time. I didn't come in because I was racing in the cold. I wasn't able to do like the abroad races like some of the other guys to get the fast times.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I need to show myself because obviously I've got something to prove. Went out there. I was in pain the whole way through. I gave it my best shot. I was third until like 350. Then the guy going past me. Then I came fourth, and I thought, I'm not confident I'm gonna go Olympics. And it's new. I knew something was. I knew the whole, because the whole like reaction. I think, do you know what it is with the 400 guys as well? Yeah, like a lot of guys been talking. Like the old guys been talking. Say 400 meters in UK is 4 enough, and this and that and this and that. Like people don't get it. It's like sometimes people need to remember athletics. Anything can happen. Like in a race, certain things you're not expected to happen in it. So obviously it wasn't the result that people thought in the 1, 2, 3. People didn't expect the 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. People expected maybe other guys and blah blah. But it was what it was. And I was in a quarter. I was still hurt. I was still limping, and I was thinking, yo, I don't know if I'm gonna get selected. So I was kind of nervous. And then I felt in my back of my mind, thinking, yo, I'm kind of like conditioning my mind to think I might not make it because I didn't do enough. But then obviously I kind of wanted to see, because when I got the call saying I'm not gonna go, can't lie, I was in a fish and chip shop. I was pissed. I was thinking, yo, and I love chips, yeah. So I love fish and chips. That one of my favorite. Yo, I'm so British when it comes
British
to
milk.
yo. I'm so like I'm not often British like that.
The
When it comes to
mushrooms
fish
too?
and chips,
The
tartar
mushrooms.
sauce as well. Tartar sauce.
Ooh, alright.
Yo,
Alright.
but-
Alright.
Yeah, so yeah, like when it comes to fish and chips, people know that's my thing. Like,
That's the
yo,
cheat.
I like that.
That's the Sunday cheat.
I like that more than Jamaican food. Though. If you give me a good fish and chips, I'm good. Jamaica, I was missing it. So in Jamaica, I was thinking, bro, I need some fish and chips right now, bro. Because I've been having rice and peas for like 6 days in a row now, man.
I'm gonna accept that with an open
I need
Fair
them.
wow, because you're what,
27.
27?
Yeah.
I'm gonna accept that because for 27 years or so, I know that rice and peas has been a staple in your household. So I'll accept it and my heart is still open for Caribbean food.
No, Caribbean food, obviously, but obviously fish and chips. Obviously, I was in the fish and chips. I was upset. And then people would ask me, oh, who got selected? Who got selected? Who got selected? I was like, bro, at that point, I didn't really care because I do this for myself, innit? No disrespect to anyone else, innit? Like, I knew what I went through. If I didn't go through so much, I would have been maybe a little bit calmer, but I knew, I basically forced myself on the line. And then you're going to tell me I'm not good enough to go when I'm beating the guys that you're selecting. So, what are you talking about? So, I was like, cool. No, I was pissed. I was pissed that day. But then, obviously, I got over it. But then, obviously, came out and then, yeah, that was it, man. That was it. But obviously, the journey to get through, that's what more mentally took it out of me. Because it took a lot for me to bounce back from that nerve injury just to get on the line. So that's why I was celebrating like crazy, because I was like, yo, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, obviously, I have big faith. I have faith in God, and I have like big faith in God. So obviously, like, yeah, man, me having my faith and carrying me through. That's
You had 2 battles going on. So you had the physical battle, and then you had the mental battle.
Yeah, just to get on the line. Like,
if I know that I've beat the guys that have been selected, that is gonna knock my confidence like crazy.
A lot. And it's not even personal. It's not even like, yo, well,
But
I
that's
think
the
I'm
thing,
better
like,
than you. I
obviously-
think I'm better than you. But it's this thing of like I said before, if I'm not good enough, I'll say,
Then it's okay.
bet.
But that's one of the things, isn't it? It's
We
like
move.
those athletes are not selecting themselves. Like at the end of the day, they're not selecting themselves, innit? Someone is making those selections.
Yeah.
And if we now, okay, for instance, if we go into the power of 10 now, and we just like, okay, who's the top 10? How many people in the top? Well, how many of them went to the Olympics, or what are the current standings of what who went, what happens, and stuff like that? And you can go on performance and stuff like that, and you go, okay, so why didn't I go? Because then in your head, you're then thinking, so why didn't I go?
There's some people far from the top 10, bro.
It's like what I'm saying about the whole funding thing.
But that's where
funding, and their season ain't really saying nothing, you know.
that's where it comes from. Then more questions is to be asked, isn't it? Like more questions to be asked about, like, because these guys are giving their life to the sport in a way. Like, even though you want to do it for yourself, you want to see how fast you can go and stuff. At the end of the day, it's your job. Like, it becomes your job because that's what it ends up turning into. Because we always say, like, athletics is a amateur sport.
Amateur sport,
Yeah.
But
Is it though? Like, is it though?
Due to interpretation, isn't it? It's due to interpretation.
Because you hear that a lot, innit? Everyone goes, it's an amateur sport. Is it?
Nah.
Because what it takes, fam, can you just go to Lee Valley and just run?
If you're
You can't.
training, like you gotta remember what people don't see is a club athlete is gonna come in on a Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, whatever, however I said the days, and they're gonna do 2-hour sessions. A person who is training for the Olympics, Commonwealths, Worlds, across any sport, they're training at least 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
They've got different dietary requirements that they have to meet. They've got certain. Then there's the different days of training where it might be a technical day, it might be a speed day, it might be a combination of the two.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't see that side of things to say that it's a professional sport. To me, an amateur would be club level. That's an amateur.
Yeah.
But it's just
when you start getting into like age group champs, international junior champs, I would say you're semi-pro.
Yeah.
Once you're flying overseas and you're doing them meets, because you're alongside the top guys. They might not be at every meet.
They're
but,
there.
But they're there.
Well, if you're in the diamond, like if you're doing diamond leagues,
Listen, I was in races where man's running 9.8 at local meet, bro.
Yeah,
I was like, bro.
oh my
I said
god, yeah.
I said, chill. I was like, bro, you're making me look crazy. When I saw the jumpers were posted, I was like, I'm looking crazy out here. Like, yo, I'm thinking, yo, like, chill, man.
This year has been
even like
good,
they even say
you
something
know.
like, oh, Jamal was way behind. I'm like, yo, like, I didn't come here for that. Like, bro, I was just trying to get.
I wasn't expecting
I was
this.
I
wasn't expecting this.
I'm in my local meet thinking, yeah, I'm gonna get a little bag. Like, I'm not. My body's not ready because I remember I came out from injury, innit? So that's my real rebuild back from injury. Because even at trials, I still was 100%. So that was at June. It took like a month. It took like. Because it was a nerve injury, it still took long. It still like another 4 or 5 weeks, and then I came. That was my first proper like big race where I was fine, like nothing. Then man go in the heat, I'm thinking, yo, I seen this guy in the Olympics. I said, yeah, he's fast. I was in my mind, I was expecting sub 10, but obviously in the final. Yeah. See, when in the heats when they put us together, I was thinking, alright, cool. He might just go like 10-1. So I'm thinking, I'm really thinking, yeah, if I can just, I'm not really thinking about times for myself. Thinking,
stay close to him
till.
stay close to him.
Well, that's the heat in it, so this and that. Yeah, it's gonna go fast, but I thought, well, then man, get out. I'm thinking, okay. Then 40 to 60, man, just moves away. I'm thinking, raw. Then I see 996. I'm thinking, yo, chill. Like the wind was like no wind. It's like 0.4 or something. I was like, bro, chill. Like sub 10. So obviously afterwards, I was talking to him, like, yo, chill out, like, big man, like, please, man, just chill, man, chill. Like, it's too much already, man. They get to the final now, I'm thinking, I'm gonna go for it. First 40, I'm out with the guy. I'm thinking, I'm in it. I'm in the race. We're gonna go 986. I'm like, brother. I'm like, guy.
That feeling of the man just slowly pulling away from you must have been.
Bro, I nearly pulled my hamstring, bro. I was
But the thing is, that was the race you ran your fastest as well, isn't it?
No, I ran like about 10:32 or something. It wasn't fast.
When did you run 10?
That was the other one. That was in June. But this
that was
August.
that was
Olympics,
early.
Innit? So man came off the plane, Olympics, and done that. I was thinking, okay, he's gone Olympics. I can't lie, the 9.9 didn't really shock me, but when the guy went 9.86, like, remember, it was only like an hour and a bit after. So thinking, he dropped to 9.9, thinking, alright. Like, obviously, he might drop 9.9 again or 10.0. Must see 9.8, I'm thinking, boy, that's rough still. And then man was chilling afterwards. I was thinking, yo, I'm hurt. Because I was straining. I'm gonna lie to you. I was thinking, yo, when you're with someone, yeah, you're thinking like, then he just believes you. You're thinking, this is how people felt when they race bolting it. Usually 9.8 ain't correct. It's still a fast time. 9.86 is fast time. That's a fast time. When you deep it,
disregard the 9.8.
No, when you deep it,
anytime you can run, like, I think with Bolt, we got put into a mode where it's like raw. So we've seen him run 9.5. Yeah. We've seen Tyson and Johan run 9.6. We've seen Asafa run 9.7, even though them should have been a 9.6 in there at some point. So now when we see 9.8s and 9.9s, we're kind of like, oh yeah, was a good run. But in actual fact,
it's gone still.
9.8
those are good times.
It's out there.
Back then it was like close to the African record as well. Because Mbini just got the African record. I think he ran 84. Then he ran 86. And then I was thinking, alright. Then next month I see the guy run 9.7. I'm thinking, chill. Like, bro. I DM'd him. I said, bro, chill out.
I'm excited to see what happens come Commonwealths.
Really and truly, you see that guy.
I want to see what's going on. Because there's going to be some
it's rough.
Because he's coming back this year.
Yeah. But Coleman's
He'll be doing the indoor season, isn't it?
If he doesn't do the indoor season, I'd be surprised. But also
be surprised. Because he loves the indoors, man.
I would love to see a tear up over 60 between Trayvon
and that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's kind of weird. Isn't it? 0 to 40, he's not that amazing. But 40 to 100, but I don't know what. He's mad powerful though. He's strong.
Is it one of them bam, 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 on the track? You hear that?
I didn't hear nothing, but he's strong. He's sten still. He's sten. Like, even after the race, he's just calm. It's like it was like a normal day for him, and I was like, "Raw, like that how he moving? All right, safe." But yeah, man, he affected my bag still. So
It's alright.
Hey, gonna run him back.
You got the appearance, it's alright. You got that.
Yeah, but now I know. But obviously that exposed me though. Like I'm glad he did that to me because sometimes you need to get slapped up. But I don't mind getting slapped up by that kind of performance because it's
Top level athlete, yeah.
It's levels to it. But obviously I'm just trying to get to that level. So it's a good baptism of fire still because the 9-8 thing was rough.
The fire's fueled.
Yeah, man.
From the season that you've had.
Yeah, man.
What's the goals? What's the targets for
the goals is
the upcoming year?
The goals is just to be. I've got some goals in my mind, like time wise, what I want to do, but I want to achieve things that I always wanted to do in the sport. So certain, landmarks that I want to achieve. But for me, I need to get some medals, man. Like I need to get some silverware. Bro, anything, man. Just like, right now it's just like leveling up, it's learning how to compete. A lot of people, like I learned how to compete last year. I think I competed quite a lot last year, but I learned how to race. And I can do that in a championship, because that's why it matters, man. Like, it's all well and good doing it in an open meet and blah, blah, but I need to be at these top comps and just looking for medals, man. As simple as that, because that's how you establish yourself as a proper athlete. Like, talk about the GOATs and all that. They've got the medals, man. Like, you need to go out there and just compete at a high level and be with the guys and be on the circuit, the Armani circuit, whatever. Just be amongst the guys and, obviously I'm always looking to win every race, but I know it's not possible in track, but yeah, just to get medals, man. Just, even if it's relay, even if, we put a strong team, let's just do that. Let's just get medals, man, because at the end of the day, man, it's a legacy at the end of the day, man. That's the main thing for me.
Stamp your name in the books.
Have to, man. I have to do something. I had a big year, but I'm looking for even bigger year this year.
Yeah. Nice.
We love to see it.
Well, we've got quick fire questions.
You already know.
But
already
obviously
know.
we know like it's fish and chips in it for you, innit?
He said that and I was sorry. Well, there goes one of my quick fire questions. I know what the cheat means.
I need to go to the toilet right now as well,
I'm
Can I go to the toilet and come back real quick?
That will be done in 2 minutes. It's 3 questions, isn't it?
Myself real quick. Football team. Who do you support?
Chelsea.
Ugh.
It's on my bio, but I took it out.
We'll get out of that. Boxing. Who's your favorite boxer right now? Because I know I see the plugs.
You see me? I like Canelo right now.
Okay.
Canelo speaking English. That's my guy.
All right. And that's solely him. UFC. Anyone in that?
I like Usman.
Yeah,
I like him still.
Favorite music. Or what is your you turn up to training, you're having a bit of a rough morning.
I like an Ampiano right now, man. I'm like an Ampiano right now still.
This is a lot of people's favorite thing at the moment. I need to jump
I
on. I need to start building.
I got a mix.
No. Look at that, man. And what is your favorite brand of track wear?
Nike, man. Has to be Nike. I've always been a Nike man.
Nike.
I've always worn Nike. Nike's the thing, man. But I like Puma.
So
I mess with Pumas too. I like, but Nike or Puma. I'm not really Adidas head.
Nike, Puma, hear that? This is what he's about. So I know you lot are gonna see
Plug.
it somewhere.
Shout me.
Plug your socials. Follow him on
Instagram, JMarcusD, on Twitter also JMarcusD.
The new Twitter.
I've got like 20 followers, man.
We'll put it in. Help him out a bit because Twitter plugged him still.
But shout out Narrative Podcast. Shout out Kings of the South documentary. Check that out on Track Archives.
That's sick.
That's what I'm helping out Track Archives right now. That's the thing going on. There's some merch as well. Who have I've missed to shout you out. You know what I mean?
Thanks for coming through, man. Much appreciated.
Right,
taking time out your day.
Love.
We're gonna catch back up with you sometime during the summer.
Let's do it, man.
And gonna get shit cracking again.
Alright, nice one.
Alright, man.
Alright. Alright, make sure you subscribe, follow, subscribe.
As always,
get
people.
Montages back on, man.
I know we are gonna start properly hopefully this is the first of many for this year.
There's no hope.
This year.
Back.
Hey,
Back.
as far as Boris doesn't do his thing, innit? So
Simon, we'll do the Zoom thing again.
we'll get. We're back on it. We're gonna be on Instagram. We'll be more active. So thank you guys for all the support. I see all your messages. I'm gonna get back to a lot of them. But thanks for giving us the drive to carry on, and appreciate it. We're gonna carry on, and we out.
Out later.